Good morning. Today we are taking the next chapter, that is theory base of accounting. In theory base of accounting, we will be discussing about the accounting principles. Then we will discuss about accounting standards, and at the end, we will be discussing IFRS. The full form of that is International Financial Reporting Standards. We will not be discussing in a single video. I will be forwarding few videos, separate videos for each topic. Today we are discussing only the accounting principles. Okay. Now accounting principles, in every field there are certain guidelines, rules which are to be followed so that there is a uniform practice and everyone understands what is going on in the subject. Like in physics there are certain rules, principles are there, biology, chemistry, everything, every subject has its own set of rules and guidelines. In the same manner, accountancy also have certain principles which are to be followed by the accountants while recording the transactions in order to bring uniformity in accounting practice, so that all people who are using the accounting information understands them properly and clearly. So we can say that accounting principles are the basic rules that defines the parameters within which the accounting or accountants operate. They are set of rules which helps the preparation of financial statements. Okay, guidelines, they are the guidelines for preparing financial statements. So in the definition we can say that accounting principles are the basic rules that define the parameters within which accounting operates. Now these principles can be classified into two categories: accounting concepts, which are also known as fundamental accounting assumptions, and the second one is accounting conventions. Conventions come out of the practice, and conventions are more flexible also and may undergo change with time to bring improvement in the accounting practices and quality of the accounting information. So accounting principles are divided into accounting concepts and accounting conventions. These are generally because they are generally accepted, so they are also known as generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP. Okay, sometimes you may be asked what do you mean by GAAP, so you should know the full form of this: generally accepted accounting principles, because they are generally accepted, and these accounting principles are man-made and they are flexible also. With the changing requirements, these accounting principles change. Okay, there is no rigidity in the accounting principle. Now while discussing about the features of accounting principle, the first one is man-made. Now these accounting principles are man-made. They are not similar to the principles of science, which can be checked in the laboratory and all. Okay. They are based on practical experiences. The accountants practice, the chartered accountants are practicing, and based on their experience, accounting principles are formed. They are recommended by these apex bodies to bring uniformity and understandability in the accounting principles. Okay, so one of the features of accounting principle is they are man-made. They are prepared by the apex accounting body in a country, and they are introduced with the objective of bringing or ensuring uniformity and understandability in the accounting practices. Now the second feature is flexibility. This accounting principles are not very rigid, they are flexible, and sometimes situations are there where the old practices cannot be applicable. So these accountants require solution, and they have to take some reasonable decisions, and due to which the accepted accounting principles have to be changed. Okay, so we must keep in mind that accounting principles are not permanent and they change with time. As the accounting practices or the requirements change around us, accounting principles can also be changed. They are not rigid. Then the third feature is generally accepted. These accounting principles are generally accepted by all. Okay, they are the basis and guidelines for accounting, and which should be accepted by all, so that there is uniformity and understandability. If it is not generally accepted, different accountants are practicing different rules and guidelines, then it is difficult for one person to understand the financial statements prepared by another accountant. So accounting principles are generally accepted, and according to that only financial statements are prepared, so as to bring understandability and uniformity throughout the country or in the accounting practices. In this chapter we will be discussing about accounting concepts and conventions. There are three basic accounting assumption or fundamental accounting assumptions are there, or concepts. And the first one is going concern assumption, then consistency assumption, and the third one will be accrual assumption. We will be discussing in the next video. They are the basic assumptions within which the accounting operates, or the firm's accountant prepare their financial statements so as to bring uniformity and understandability. If the firm if any entity is not following any of the fundamental assumptions, then it has to disclose that thing. Okay, and the next one is accounting conventions. These accounting conventions are the outcome of accounting practices followed by the enterprises over a period. Okay, and these conventions may undergo a change with time so as to bring improvement in accounting information. Okay, in accounting information, improvement in accounting information. That's why we say that accounting conventions are not rigid, they are flexible. With time and requirement there can be changes.